As the jackhammers roared and dust filled the air, the workers barely noticed when the ground beneath them gave way. The site of a routine construction project quickly transformed into a scene of disbelief. Beneath the earth, they had uncovered the entrance to an ancient, sprawling underground city. Muffled whispers echoed between the workers, but no one dared enter. The discovery summoned a team of researchers led by Dr. Chris Harding, a renowned archaeologist. Excitement tinged his voice as he addressed his team. "This could be the find of the century," he said, his eyes gleaming with the possibilities of unraveling centuries of forgotten history. They descended into the labyrinth, their flashlights casting long shadows across the stone walls. The underground city was enormous, with towering arches and eerily quiet streets. Dust clung to the walls, untouched by time. But as they ventured deeper, something felt off. Too quiet, too still. The team exchanged nervous glances, but pressed on, entranced by the mystery of the buried city. Hours into the exploration, they stumbled upon a massive chamber filled with strange markings. Chris's assistant, Marcus, carefully translated the ancient script. His voice faltered as he read, "The city was not buried by time, it was sealed away to contain an evil beyond imagining." A shiver ran through the group. The air grew colder, and a sense of dread thickened around them. Chris frowned. "We need to gather what we can and leave," he said. But before they could turn back, a sudden tremor shook the ground. The walls cracked, and from the darkness, an otherworldly growl resonated through the chamber. Panic set in as the group scrambled to find an exit, but the pathways they'd come through had collapsed. The air felt heavier now, almost suffocating, as if the city itself was alive, closing in on them. As they searched desperately for another way out, shadows flitted in the corner of their vision. At first, it seemed like tricks of the mind, but soon the figures became unmistakable. Something was watching them, stalking them. The faint sounds of footsteps and guttural whispers echoed through the chambers. One by one, the team members began to disappear, pulled into the dark by unseen forces. Chris, Marcus, and two others were all that remained. They rushed through the ancient corridors, desperately trying to navigate the maze. The sense of being hunted grew unbearable. Suddenly, they stumbled into another large hall. At the center stood a massive, sealed gate covered in the same ancient inscriptions. "This is it," Marcus gasped. "The seal that holds the evil back." A haunting wail rose from behind them, and a massive, twisted figure emerged from the shadows. Its glowing eyes locked onto them. Chris's mind raced. They had to reseal the gate or all would be lost. Using what little they had learned, they frantically worked to activate the ancient mechanism. With seconds to spare, the gate rumbled shut, locking the evil force behind it once more. The city was silent again, but the cost had been high. Exhausted and shaken, Chris, Claire, and Marcus were the only survivors. They emerged from the underground city, vowing never to speak of what they had seen. Some things, Chris thought, are buried for a reason.